Whoa, nearly slipped over then. Morning folks. I'm out on a 60 or 70 minute walk this morning, just as part of my recovery plan. You may have heard me grumbling in the last video about how my knee was starting to ache on that last run as I ran home from Bolsover. And it appears that once again, running a hard race, which was the Lineker Infinity race a couple of weeks prior to that, as overworked the knee. Thankfully it's not just the same knee that keeps repeating. It swapped from the right knee last time to the left knee this time. So yeah, it's just a case that I wasn't quite prepared for that race. Hadn't really been doing ultra specific training. I'd signed up for it because when I volunteered for the Spire Ultra last year, or earlier in the year I should say, in May, Jamie, the race director, kindly offered me a free place on one of his races, and I was going to go for one that would have really done me in October. There's a race I want to do one day. I think it's called the Colossus, something like that. I'll look it up. And yeah, that's the one I would have done in October, but we were away on holiday when it was on, so I picked the one in November, which was the Lineker 6-hour race. Absolutely loved it, fantastic race, glad I did it, but it was just a bit too much for the amount of training I'd been able to get in. I'd had 2 weeks away on holiday, wasn't doing much training at that point, and yeah, the knee just decided enough's enough for now. So doing some walking. I've got a plan me and AI have put together so I can gradually build back up to the running, keep some strength training going, walking to begin with, gradually introduce some run walk intervals later on, and then hopefully I'll be fit and ready to start a proper training plan for the Spire Ultra, which I'll be running in next May.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays.
So of course, with an injury that you've had before, I think this is my 4th occurrence of runner's knee, twice in each leg. You do try to learn how to prevent it in future, and you do get better at recovering from it each time. This time I thought I'd done well. Rather than diving straight back into training after a hard race like I did after the Carsington half marathon when I last had runner's knee, I had a week pretty much off running. I just did a 3-kilometer jog just to keep the Strava weekly streak going the Saturday after. So 6 days of nothing, 1 gentle jog, and then another couple of days off before I did anything else. So I thought that's good. I've given it enough time to recover. The knee was feeling fine at that point, no signs of any issues. Then I did a couple of runs the following week, like a 6k and a 10k easy, I think, before I did the running home from Bolsover on the Saturday. So yeah, this was kind of 2 weeks after the race before I did anything fairly demanding, and the knee was feeling good at the start of it, but turns out that wasn't enough. I thought I would learn my lesson and take the recovery more seriously, have more time off, and that might get me around suffering this time. So I've improved in that area, but not quite enough. But it does mean that this case feels fairly mild in comparison to others I've had, so it shouldn't take as long to recover, all being well.
Way back a year ago, I've changed for the better this time.
Whoa, nearly slipped over then. Went for a slide down the hill. The other thing about having had this type of injury before, where it takes several weeks to get back to running and ease back into it, I'm kind of used to it. I don't get stressed about not being able to run, about losing fitness, anything like that. I just kind of enjoy the break, and quite like the change of pace with going for a walk, and go for a nice gentle long walk on the local trails, get to enjoy the countryside at a slightly slower pace. Don't even need to look at the pace, nice and chilled. So yeah, this time of year, especially when it's winter, not everyone looks forward to getting out on those dark rainy nights, and as things stand, I don't need to. So yeah, letting my body just recover, everything gets a chance to kind of relax and calm down and get back to baseline, and then I can just gradually build up the fitness ready for my next race. In the summer, these little river sections that I pass by quite frequently on my local trails had pretty much dried up. There were just a couple of puddles, no water flowing or anything. So let's see what state they're in now that the rain is back.
I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same.
So one thing I know helps with keeping runner's knee at bay and helping to recover from it is strengthening all the muscles in your legs that help to cushion the impact, make those muscles stronger so that the knee doesn't take too much of the force. So I'm definitely sticking with my 2 days a week strength training, plenty of barbell strength work and some runner specific movements to try and target pretty much everything in the legs. So I'm sure that'll help, and I'm used to it. I know the routine now, so yeah, focusing on that twice a week, as well as the gentle return to running. One aspect of this type of recovery that I do find tricky is that balance between sticking to the plan and knowing when to call it a day, abort a walk or run walk, and yeah, just kind of stop because the knee's nagging, not necessarily hurting, but you're trying to judge, is this a 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10? Is this a sign that I'm making it worse, or is it going to go away in a few seconds like it normally does and I can just carry on? So making those judgment calls whenever there's a little tiny nag from the knee is tricky. You never really know whether you've got it right or if you could have done better, but not too many signs from it today. A couple of times where it's ached a little bit, but most of the time it just feels the same as the other knee. So happy so far, but listening to it to be sure. You might be wondering why on a short walk from home I'm wearing a runner's hydration vest. That wasn't the plan, but I got dressed in my gear I was going to go walking in, realised I didn't have enough room to store the 2 cameras and the phone that I wanted to bring with me. So yeah, I'm used to wearing this, I just thought I'd stick that on. Now I've got room for the GoPro, the other camera and my phone in there, so that'll keep everything in easy reach. It is a bit warm though, I have to say. It's only about 9-10 Celsius, but I'm layered up and on the move, so I'm getting quite warm now.
As they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.
The one thing I'm most excited about and looking forward to at this point is the new training plan that's on its way to get me ready for the 53k Spire Ultra race. Now, I call this channel the test run because I like to keep trying new things, different aspects of running, different types of races, events, and things that I do while I'm training, different training methods and so on. So I like to think there's never a dull moment really when it comes to my running. And what I've got lined up next, because everyone's on about Norwegian Singles, I've not looked into it too deeply, but of course I use ChatGPT to help me find out about things and discuss how I might be able to use them. So I wondered whether I could use something along the Norwegian Singles Method lines to train for the Ultra. ChatGPT seems fairly convinced that it'll work, but I also want to build in 1 or 2 other elements. I did have a plan prior to this injury where I was going to do the big 4 I ran home from episodes, with a distance ranging from 15-16 kilometers from Matlock all the way to almost 50k from Buxton, and I was going to be fitting those in over the next few weeks, with kind of rest weeks in between where I would just go to a park run I've not done before. So that's had to be pushed back a bit. I still want to do it all and fit it all in, so I've asked whether I can actually fit those events in as part of the training plan, and of course ChatGPT can do anything you ask. So yeah, the methodology is going to be based on Norwegian singles, even though I'm training for a 50k race, and sprinkled in there, hopefully fitting in as closely to the plan as possible, will be these kind of long efforts and the park runs. So hopefully I'm getting some good advice from AI there, and it can fit them in so they kind of most naturally fit around the Norwegian Singles Method. And yeah, I think one of the aspects of that type of training where you're not thrashing yourself too hard, but you can get a really good base built, is something that yeah, would suit me at this point in my training. I already had a speed block in the summer where I did my sub 25k, and yeah, the knee will appreciate things being a bit more gentle for a while. So yeah, looking forward to a long period of time training using that method and fitting those fun adventures in and new park runs along the way. This padded jacket I'm wearing is the one I had tucked in my pack when I did the run home from Bolsover in the cold weather. I was just testing whether I could fit it into the pack, ready for when I did the long one from Buxton, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really comfy, shower proof, it's a really good layer to keep you extra warm, and it was only cheap, you know, 20 or so pounds within my budget. So yeah, happy that I've bought a piece of kit that actually works well. And tomorrow I've got a rest day, or optional 20 or so minutes on the stationary bike. Not sure whether I'll do that. I cancelled my Zwift membership because it was costing me more money than I thought it was worth. Didn't use it often enough to justify the 18 or so pounds it was costing me every month. I have downloaded My Whoosh, which is meant to be a free cycling training app. I've not connected it up to the bike yet or tried it out, so maybe I'll give that a go at some point. Tomorrow probably will be a full rest day though. Don't want to overdo things at this stage. The trick is to ease back into it. So there we have it, guys. Heading back home now. Successful little walk out on a Saturday morning. The rain's starting, so hopefully I'll get back before that gets much worse. I have started posting on Instagram now, so I'll put the link to that on the channel page as well. If you want to follow me over there, you're more than welcome to. And for now, I'll keep this recovery going, follow the plan, ease back into it, and I'll let you know how I get on next week when I gradually introduce some running. My chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes, and ain't no one in life holding me back no more.